character and his journey. So I'm gonna start off with like my inspiration for making him. I watched the 60 Minutes a while ago on this SAT scandal that took place in New York, and the student's name was Sam Eshegoff. He's from Great Neck. I think the high school he went to was Great Neck North High School. I've never heard of it. And it was in 2011. He was caught posing as other students to take the SAT. So he eventually the college board caught up with him, and the whole story came out, and it started a widespread investigation with 7 other schools. It was really crazy. I recommend watching it. It's on YouTube. And so he came out that he was taking. I think that he took the SAT 16 times. He charged $2,500 every Sunday. He was making a lot of money, and he was I think he was a freshman in college. So people, it was all word of mouth. He didn't advertise or anything. Someone heard of his score, said oh, you're good at SATs. I can't take them. Can you take them for me? And he thought about it, kind of the refusal of the call sort of thing. He thought about it, and he eventually accepted because he said his main motivation, his initial motivation was that he didn't have money. He just was in bad financial state. And then he took it once, and I guess it was kind of like a drug. He took it, he did perfectly the first time. I think he got perfect score in the math, and I think he got a 1,500 out of 1,600 the first time he took it for someone else. And then it was kind of like a drug. He kept going back and back and back until eventually they caught up with him. I mean, I guess it wasn't that bad for him because he got a lot of publicity. But yeah, that's his story. And my character was based heavily on him because I thought it was insane how he did that. A college freshman to have the guts to do it and be as smart every single time. His track record showed every single time he basically guaranteed you a spot in college. So I started off with a special costume or cape. I thought about it. I wanted to give a normal boy aspect to him, so I just give him I said he doesn't wear a costume or a cape or anything like that, but he has, his school uniform, a monogrammed polo shirt with the school's logo and khaki shorts, khaki pants, and that's about it. Special weapon. He doesn't have one because again he's an older boy, but he has. College board only accepts number 2 pencils, so. Number 2 pencil is his sword. That's basically an overview of what he is, a background. My intro, again, I just told you what I based him off of, and this is the creative body. So his story starts off in, again, I chose to put him in the same high school, give him sort of the same field. So he starts off in Great Neck North High School, and he's it's a really prestigious high school. Everyone goes there, prim and proper. They're by the book, and he's just a normal guy. He ended up there. I don't know how. I just want to leave that up to you. He's a normal guy. The whole school is they all go to graduate and go off to be doctors, lawyers, and politicians, and just he's a normal guy. The only thing he has that I wrote that he never participated in any school team. Did once men's volleyball in sophomore year, didn't like it, and his only thing he ever did was participate in the SAT prep courses in the YMCA. That's before Bode was happening. So his journey begins after senior break of his spring break of his senior year, and that's I wrote down that's a season of anxiety for all the juniors and seniors, because that's when the SAT's coming around. They have to study, they have to prepare, and that's overall schoolwork and everything. So I know for me that was a crazy 3 months. Mm-hmm. So he didn't I wrote that he didn't know what the fuss was about. He just took it. He went in, didn't study at all. Went in, took it, and got a 1,500 on it. He didn't care. Oh yeah, by the way, his name is, I wrote down, Samuel Adrian Tolani. His initials should say something about him.
I see. It's SAT.
Oh, that's clever. I'm sorry, I'm a little slow.
That's the reaction I wanted.
I like it.
It's da 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 da.
There was a light bulb.
Priceless. So he's walking one day after school. He's walking back to his car, and this junior comes up to him named Collie Banks, guy by the way, not a girl. Walks up to him, says, same thing. Like I tried to base it heavily off of Eshegol's story because I thought it was like so compelling. Like that was I've never heard anything like that before. So came up to him and said he's okay. Like he's probably like okay, average student. Also like Sam. He needed help on SATs also. He needed to get into college. So he came up to Sam like late night. He said like, you know, can you take it for me? And Sam, he was like tired. He just like, he reluctantly heard what he had to say, but he said like, no, I'm not doing this. Just find someone else. So later at home, Sam is, you know, he's doing schoolwork. He's under all that academic stress, and his mind starts to wander off. And he, you know, thinks about it, goes back. Like towards how I made his like career path like a psychiatrist. That's what I really wanted to be, and that underlying factor between cheating on SAT and psychiatrist is helping others in time of need. That's what I thought of. So he thinks about it a while, and then he eventually decides to go through it. And then I just skip to the preparation for it. Like, and this is based almost exactly off of Eshegol's story. So this is how Eshegol also prepared for how he took the SAT 16 times. So he thought about it, how he's going to take it. So there's a lot of like checkpoints you have to go through to get to the SAT. There's proctors, there are ID checks, and you know you have to go to like a school where no one knows who you are. You have to get by everyone without like setting off any suspicions. So if you watch the 60 Minutes, Eshegol is like, he's insanely cocky. Like he thought about like how he did it and like how he's like, a school ID is just a bunch of colors in your name. That's what he said. And he's like, and who are the proctors proctoring the exam? They're just some leftover faculty who got paid a little extra money to do it. So they don't really have any like care about what's going on. So he got a piece of laminated paper, pasted his name, the student that he was taking it for, their name, and his picture. With like, you know, like the crest of the school and the school colors. So he did that, and you know, found a test center that was far away from where he lived, so no one would recognize him. So in my story, I wrote that Sam goes to Brooklyn, which is far away from Long Island, so no one would recognize who he is. So Sam walks in the day of the test, and you know, he's kind of confident, but he gets because he's never studied for SAT before in his life, and he, you know, there's no fuss to it. So he walks up, you know, he's getting a little nervous. He goes to the proctor avoids all eye contact, hands over his ID, his fake ID. The proctor looks at it for maybe all of 3 seconds, reads the name, gives it back to him. And he feels an immediate sense of elation, like he can't believe it. He's just like past, you know, the first checkpoint. So then the second checkpoint was the easiest one, which is taking it. So he walks in, heightened sense of confidence, and that's about it. I don't tell you what score he's got because, again, this is just one incident. Months go by, Sam's client base grew, and also that's funny, Eshegol calls all his students that he poses as his clients. He calls them his clientele. Like you see like the work I did for my clients, like it's kind of like a job he had. So months go by, Sam's been busy. He's basically abandoned becoming a psychiatrist now. He's just like focusing entirely on helping other people like get into college and realize their dreams. And you know, his track record showing it, word spreading, and he's just getting work left and right. So, you know, eventually he graduates. After all this hustle and bustle, he graduates, and he comes home one day in the summer, and he's tired, just without his friends after his senior year, after all this work he had to do, and he like sits down, hears the phone ring, and it's his mother picks it up, and he can overhear that there's an arrest warrant out for him. That's where I end it. That's where Eshegol's story continues, and he has like a little trial, national trial, and it just like goes on from there, and he gets a crazy national spotlight, and everyone knows what he did. Like they also went over to like a different school, the 60 Minutes interviewer and Eshegol, and they're like, would those students know who you are? And he's like, if you ask any of those students who I am, they know who I am and what I do, because like everyone knew what he does, and like if they knew that if they wanted to get into college and they didn't have a shot, they go to him. Like that's what he was, and they wanted like sort of like a Batman feel to him, because some people like the College Board think of him as a villain, and some people, like the students, idolize him. So like I wanted like a dual effect to it. And again, like my like thing I took out of this was that it's only a power if you use it well. There's no superpower or anything like that, but he used his brain like to his advantage and ended up helping a lot of people. That's it.
Okay, so with girls, what would he do? Because like names like Ashley,
They
you can't go
They covered
like
this.
say Brittany is for a boy too.
Or did he only do male clients?
They
should've said
asked
dude.
Ashley Goff this they asked that question to him in the 60 Minutes interview, and he said he would only take on either guys
Or names of
Or
boys.
girls
or
with random
unisex
names.
names like Alex,
Could
Sam.
they just do really ugly girls?
I brought that up.
If your name is Amanda, you're a dude.
Yeah, like he was a smart kid. Like he knew what he was doing, which is very interesting. Anyone else?
What was your appeal in picking such a polarizing figure to write about as a hero story?
I thought like the story was like the true story. I thought it was crazy. Like it deserved the national spotlight. Second, I don't want to choose like a hero. I want to choose like the Batman type character.
Yeah,
Who
ambiguous.
some people think of a hero, some people think he's a villain. So you don't really know.
I like that.
Yeah, those are my favorite types. Do you think you tried in your story to I don't want to say unbiased, but you tried to give credence to both sides of the story, like why this is bad, but he's also doing something kind of decent.
Yeah, I call it fraud a lot in the story.
Yeah.
Just to put that aspect into it, because I'm not trying to take a stand on this, but
Yeah.
it is fraud.
One of the comics.
Yeah. Anyone else? That's it.